for.
Thanks, Dad.
Come live with me and be my love, and some new pleasures we shall prove. I'm honored to welcome you all to the celebration of the marriage of Elizabeth and Ken. Today we come together to witness this union and share in the joy of this day. This marriage ceremony fulfills several purposes. First, we are here to celebrate the loving relationship that these two are formalizing today. Secondly, while we eat and drink, we also bear witness to the couple's public promises to each other. Ken and Liz want each of us here to make merry, but also to share this momentous occasion as participants in their lives. And finally, we are here to make our own promises. We all have a responsibility to this couple to do our part in ensuring the future success of the promises they make today. Can you all hear me back there?
Yes.
Am I projecting for the back room? Right. Marriage joins two people who trust the love they have found. It is a partnership in which each can grow and be their true self, while sharing in the development of each other. It is a statement to all of those around of what the two of them already know. They have found such passion, friendship, and support, such love, that they wish to share it for the rest of their lives. I met Ken at a bar. And so did Liz. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly when I met Ken. It was somewhere in the early 90s. But I do remember exactly when Liz, because he called me to tell me about it. That was kind of standard for our friendship. Any momentous occasion, and even some that weren't so momentous, I get a phone call. But he called me and he told me he met this woman. It would take some months before I heard about her again. But when he mentioned her name, I knew exactly who she was. Some months passed and they started dating. And I knew that Liz was special to Ken. And he to her from their very first meeting. Ken and I had what I call great friendship. Capital G, capital F. And so I knew he wasn't a guy just to go to a baseball game with or have a beer with, although he was very good at those things too. He was the rarest type of friend, the one who challenged me, the one who was, frankly, so honest with me that it would cause rifts that were ultimately worth it. He was my confidant as well as my conscience. My friendship was one of honesty. And it was a transparent one as well, so when he told me about Liz, I knew that it was serious. And when I met Liz the following spring, I saw all the reasons he fell for her. She is a charming, driven, joyful, compassionate, and lovely woman. And I could see she was in love with him. And falling in love is wonderful. It celebrates all the aspects. Falling in love is wonderful. It celebrates all the aspects that attract us to our beloved. You can't fall forever. You end up being in love. And being in love is even better. That's when you see the frailties of our beloved. And those flaws endearing. And we find those flaws endearing. As Leo Tolstoy once wrote, great author of War and Peace.
Hopefully not that long.
When you love someone, you love the person as they are, not as you'd like them to be. And that's what being in love is about. Accepting each other for what we are, not what we wish that they would be. And while one might describe marriage as a labor of love, I would describe it as the labor of love. It's engendered by love, and often results in love incarnate. So what about us? We've been asked to share this day. And when I first started doing weddings, it was pretty much the day of, and that was it. And as I did more of them, I really started to think about what this day meant. And while we are here to enjoy the wonderful food and look at everybody's great clothing, see how lovely the couple looks, we're also here to witness their vows. And we are here to make our own promise, to help them stay committed to those vows. And, you know, there's nothing new I'm going to say today. Everybody's heard all these things. They're just a but I do have a great reading from Madeline L'Engle, who writes about marriage, and I think that it's beautiful, so I'm going to share it with you. But ultimately, there comes a moment when a decision must be made. Ultimately, two people who love each other must ask themselves how much they hope for as their love grows and deepens, and how much risk they are willing to take. It is indeed a fearful gamble, because it is the nature of love to create. A marriage is one person for life. This is not, as many people think, a rejection of freedom. Rather, it demands the courage to move into all the risks of freedom and the risk of love, which is permanent. Into that love which is not possession, but participation. It takes a lifetime to learn another person. When love is not possession, but participation, then it is part of that co-creation, which is our human kind. So I could go on for 4 hours and read all these things, but the truth is that there's some great food coming up. And right now, we're going to, Liz and Ken have each come up with some vows that they're going to exchange with each other. So Liz,
yeah. Ken, I vow to love you unconditionally, always and forever, no matter what life throws at us. I am excited to share this life with you. You are my best friend, and I would not trade our world for anything. I promise to listen, even when I am being stubborn. I promise to respect you always. I vow once again to share this life together with you, and I can't wait for us to welcome our little boy into the world.
Aww.
Thank you for loving me just the way I am. And I know together we can weather any storm. I love you.
You talked a lot about how your grandfather not only loved his grandmother, but respected her. I vow to not only love you, but to aspire to respect you the same way your grandfather did your grandmother. I promise to be a co-parent. Changing diapers, waking up in the middle of the night. I'm in for all that.
It's too late to go back.
I promise to still be a co-parent to Liesl, even when we have to do it. I'll stay on night walk. I promise to try to control my road rage, especially when the child is in the car. Even when somebody's just sitting in the green light. I promise to keep trying to become a morning person. That's not really because I want to. It's because you have this amazing, joyful, optimistic way about you every morning. I don't want to. But mostly, I promise to always appreciate how lucky I am that I'm able to marry such a beautiful, warm, compassionate, intelligent, complicated.
Forgive me for the iPad, I do this once a year. All right, we're now going to have the ring ceremony. You, Liz, take this man to be your husband. You promise to love, honor, and respect him through sickness and in health, adversity and prosperity, to be true and loyal as long as you both shall live.
I do.
Would you please place the ring on his hand? You can take this woman to be your wife. You promise to love, honor, and respect her through sickness and in health, adversity, prosperity, to be true and loyal as long as you both shall live. These rings signify the promises that you make together to each other this day, and be a constant reminder of the love you share. To all of you, promise to love, honor, and respect these two through sickness and health, adversity and prosperity, as long as you all shall live.
We do.
By the privilege granted to me by Ken and Liz, and the power granted to me by the District of Columbia.
Aww.
And I pronounce you.
Go for it.